This is Benjamin Cameron Davis Jr., and this is The Invisible Dove Who Sang Beyond the Blinds. The story takes place in a hospital room where two men pass the time by describing a world beyond a window. It's about what remains when sight, strength, and certainty begin to fade. It's called The Invisible Dove Who Sang Beyond the Blinds. The Invisible Dove Who Sang Beyond the Blinds by Benjamin Cameron Davis Jr. Joe and I lay in our beds waiting for Nurse Betty to bring us Jell-O. The room was quiet, but not silent. There was a low hum of the lamp, the soft turning of pages, the steady ticking of the clock, sounds you only notice when there's nothing else to focus on. Joe had been reading the Bible again. "Did you hear that, Will?" he asked. "Jesus healed a blind man." "I heard you," I said. "All it took was faith." I did not answer. Faith was a hard word for me. It had been 22 years since I lost my sight. Since then, I measured time by sound instead of light. I learned how loneliness echoes and how silence can carry weight. One morning I said, "Take a look outside the window and tell me what's going on today." Joe shifted in his chair. I heard the shades move. "It's bright," he said. "The sun's hitting a brick across the way. Makes it look almost orange. There's a woman walking her dog and kids across the street with their backpacks bouncing. A curtain across the way moves gently in the open window." I tilted my head listening. "I hear a bird somewhere." I could hear the smile on his face. "Sounds like a dove. Soft, steady, like it's in a hurry." "Describe the sky," I said. "Clear," he answered. "The kind of blue that makes you forget you're stuck inside." A few days later, his voice was not as strong. "Can you tell me what's outside today?" I asked. He was quiet for a moment. "It's dark," he said. "Clouds rolling in, wind pushing against the building. Looks like a storm's coming." He cleared his throat. "People are moving fast, trying to beat the rain." "Any birds?" I asked. "Not now," he coughed. "They've all cleared out, smart enough to know when to take cover. They'll be back when it clears. They always come back." He paused. "Storms don't last forever, Will." I nodded. The next morning, Nurse Betty came to my bedside and placed her hand on my knee. "I'm sorry about Joseph," she said. "I know what he meant to you. I know this must be a very difficult day." "It is," I said. Every day, I'd ask Joe to look outside the window and tell me what he saw. It helped me get through the day. He described the people, the sky, the way the light moved. I hesitated, then said, "Could you do me a favor, Nurse Betty? Could you be my eyes this time?" She walked to the window. I could hear the soft pull of the blinds. She stood there for a moment before speaking. "It's just a brick wall," she said gently, "same as it's always been." Somewhere beyond the building, I could hear a bird calling. Not loud, not close, but steady, like it had always been there. Joe had given me a world when there had only ever been a wall. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, I hope you'll take a moment to sit with it and perhaps share it with someone who might need it. You can find more stories like this on my Medium page. I'd be honored if you followed along.